Hello everyone and welcome on behalf of FAAR Pronergy company for the presentation of this new TCU enabling full connectivity in the vehicle. During 1 hour, we'll give you some details on the technology itself, use cases and market expectations, and you will hear also from external speakers, clients and partners. But first, let's roll a short video to introduce you to the FAAR Pronergy universe. Let me please introduce you to Emmanuel Dorfeuille, CTO of FAAR Pronergy. Morning, Emmanuel.
Hello, Laurent.
Maybe for those who don't know the company, can you say, to start, a few words?
Yes, so FAAR Industry is a company which was founded in 2004, and from the beginning we develop and deliver electronic embedded systems for low-volume application, road and off-road vehicle.
We can see some of these components in front of you. So you're on the major trends of the automotive industry.
Yes, we supply systems for electric vehicle in low volume, also ADAS and connected ADAS, autonomous driving, and of course now connectivity.
We are discussing right now this new TCU, and this is a very important project.
Yes, this is a project. This product will be the heart of the vehicle. So this project is a major upgrade of the functionalities that we will be able to provide in the vehicle and user experience with the power of the cloud and brought in the vehicles with this product.
So many features we're going to discover later on, but first, let's see now the benefits of this new TCU. And we welcome now a special advisor to the CEO, Christophe Piroli. Morning, Christophe.
Good morning, Laurent.
You've been working in the field of autonomous driving. We know that the expectations are high in this industry, as well as for companies focused on software. What can this new TCU bring to the market?
Actually, this TCU is able to handle all the new functions of the car that have been added over the last years, but it can handle a lot more and in a perfect safety. So autonomous driving requires a lot of additions in connecting the functions of the car together in order to make it happen in perfect safety. And this is one of the beauty of this TCU. This TCU is able to handle all these new functions in a perfect safety.
Of course, you're compliant with all the standards.
Well, we are compliant to all these standards. This is this is coming from our experience with the defense industry and the aircraft industry with Pronergy, and so far we think that we are offering the best possible protection against hacking, for example.
Yes, by the way, cybersecurity is a very hot topic today. So what can you guarantee to the customers?
Well, it's difficult. I mean, there is never a total guarantee that this will not happen. This is impossible. The more you upgrade a function, the more people are going to be challenged to find a way to go around it. Huh? But let's say we work in the best safety standards and make sure that all these interconnections of functions are working well and do not alter any one of them when we add a new one.
So you can guarantee safety aspects as well as connectivity now and maybe tomorrow?
Yes, there is a lot of capacity for adding future functions. And you know that we are just on the beginning of adding new functions with all these autonomous and smart driving, and plus connections to the outside world like V2X, V2G.
Thank you, and now we're going to call our first external speaker coming from South Korea. So we're online with Wayties company in South Korea. Hello, Hong Jong, how are you?
How are you? I'm Hong Jong.
It's already the evening for you, right?
Yeah. In Korea, it's nighttime. I think you're morning. Is it?
Yes, absolutely. We're in the morning. Hong Jong, you're partnering with FAAR Pronergy company. We have to remind there has been a cooperation between France and South Korea on this new product.
I try to introduce our company and what we did in this project. And I'm Hong Jong, the CTO at the Wayties. Wayties is an engineering startup company specialized in V2X communication and connected automated vehicle area. And it's very honored to introduce our TCU project with a collaboration with FAAR Industry and Wayties over the past 3 years. And FAAR and Wayties have been working on the TCU development project named YoGoKo for the past 3 years. In this YoGoKo project, we are developing a multi-channel communication system for autonomous vehicles and analysis software. FAAR developed the TCU hardware platform, multi-channel communication unit, including wave DSRC and LTE, and in-vehicle communication. And Wayties is charged of developing the V2X communication software to support multi-channel communication. And in addition to Wayties, 2 more Korean organizations, Tonic and KNU, participated. And we have developed 2 important things: V2X channel quality prediction software based on machine learning algorithm using autonomous vehicle sensors such as LiDAR and vision. And the second thing, the communication environment analysis tool based on big data platform.
Okay, so what are your expectations with this new TCU in South Korea?
We are looking for meaningful use cases and business opportunities related to TCU and V2X. Actually, in Korea, there are several cooperative ITS pilot projects using V2X communication device. And already thousands of vehicles are equipped with and deployed with V2X device. Typical example is the platooning, truck platooning, the platoon driving of the commercial vehicles. In platooning of the commercial vehicles, truck runs in line for fuel efficiency and driver convenience. And V2X has important role in vehicle control and providing road information. And Wayties is participating in the development of the platooning project, and we try to deploy our TCU in such kind of application in Korea.
Last question, how do you see the future of V2X communication?
Yeah, in my opinion, V2X is a key enabler that can create new services in human driving car as well as autonomous driving. In particular, it is the only technology that can recognize object information in non-line of sight environment where the field of view is blocked. It is expected that V2X technology can be applied not only to vehicles, but also to pedestrian, personal mobility, and new mobility things to create a new service models. And FAAR has great advantage in automotive field, and Wayties can contribute in personal mobility and service domain. Finally, we can expect to make a great synergy to bring great business opportunity together.
Thank you for being with us, Hongjong. Bye-bye, and good evening again.
Yeah, thank you for your time, and bye-bye.
As you can see, we have put our masks because we're close to other people with engineers here. Let me please introduce you to Eric Nachi. Morning, Eric.
Morning.
We're going to discuss the complexity of this hardware.
Yes, so this hardware is a telecommunication control unit, very complex to produce and realize because there are a lot of components in here, kind of 1,000 components for different solutions and different applications to be developed in it. So yeah, this is a very complex controller.
And with certified suppliers.
Correct. The suppliers that gave us and the components in here are tier 1 or tier 2 suppliers. They have automotive components which help us into the certification and further homologation for this platform.
We have mentioned cybersecurity earlier, so can you go please further in details?
Yes, so for cybersecurity, we have two different shields, one based on the hardware and another one based on the software. So it makes us confident for this product regarding hacking or cyber attacks matters.
Something very specific to this piece of hardware, it's an open architecture.
Correct. This open architecture is for our further customers that will develop their own application in it for their project, the coming project, sorry, and many applications can be realized and developed with this hardware, of course.
How many generations to come to this final product?
These products come after 4 generations of controllers. The previous one was bigger, with integration different than this one. So now we have something quite small, compact,
very thin,
and ready to be integrated into a car.
And now we welcome a visitor. He came from Brittany to the office of FAAR Pronergy here in the Paris area. Didier Ledin, hello.
Hello.
You're General Director from YoGoKo. It's a small company
Yes.
focused on communication.
Correct. On connectivity and communication, we have an expertise on automotive and telecom since 20 years now for the main guys in the company. We are still a startup, but a startup has, with the right name, I would say, there is now a good step to move forward and be a small company for the whole industry of connectivity and I would say automotive industry as well.
Okay, so we're going to discuss V2X connectivity. And what are the technical challenges, because you have several standards based on Wi-Fi or cellular networks?
Yes, correct. But the standard is mainly focused on the messages that all the radio can exchange with the different users. We are talking about ITHG5 or DSRC in USA, but also with the LTE V2X, which is using finally the communication of cellular network. But what we offer is really something using different media with a right standard in Europe and standard in US, which are finally used all over the world.
Okay, so how can the TCU from FAAR can help in your business?
This kind of TCU will help finally a different business. We know that there is a big challenge in the industry with the tier one in the automotive industry focusing on high volume, which is 1 million of.
And you know this word because you were formerly at Continental.
Correct, and before at ZF and globally in the automotive.
So you know this world.
Industry. Yes, clearly. But I know that there is something missing, is the right TCU for the other industry, which are the specific vehicles, or I would say vehicles which is adapted, or which are adapted for the real industry or real usage of the roads, like firemen vehicles, policemen vehicles, etc. And this kind of TCU will help because it's I would say a scalable TCU with the Telematic Control Unit standard usage plus the V2X standard usage, which is very interesting for all this kind of industry.
So it can bring them connectivity they wouldn't find on the market today.
Correct, because if they want, they will have to pay lots for several years of application. And with this kind of TCU, we can have an offer right now, or very soon, finally covering all the other industry expectations.
We can maybe give an example, very interesting, for construction, because you have some vehicles, you have some pedestrians, so you can warn pedestrians of a vehicle oncoming.
Yes, exactly. This kind of technology, which is the V2X, whatever the media we are using, can detect pedestrians if they are connected, of course.
If they have a connected jacket or helmet.
Whatever they have, or finally a smartphone in the pocket,
at least,
which is the right thing that we have all in the pocket, can be detected by the vehicles and finally predict the risk of collision by this kind of technology. V2X, we are using V2X really with the X with everything, which is also the pedestrian with the infrastructure to pedestrian and vehicle to pedestrian.
And the good news is that in the automotive industry, this standard is going to spread over because Euro NCAP is pushing hard.
Yes, and that's good for the overall market because Euro NCAP since years are pushing for the right safety case and the right safety solutions. We have airbags, we have ESC, we have now radar and camera for pedestrian detection and AEB. Now we are using the V2X as a plus to see what we can see with sensors, which are the radar and camera. If we have a corner with a building which is hiding the pedestrian, in this case, the connectivity can help to predict the risk of collision between the two objects, vehicles and pedestrians in this case.
Didier Ledin, thanks for coming.
Thank you, Laurent.
It was a pleasure. We get back to Emmanuel Daufeuil to discuss ADAS. Everybody knows about these advanced driving assistance systems. But as you mentioned in your introduction, you're delivering e-ADAS, that means connected ADAS. Can you please explain?
Yes, connected ADAS is a new concept where your vehicle will be able to capture information that you cannot see yourself, or your vehicle with all its sensor cannot see it himself. So this information comes from the cloud and is broadcasted in your vehicle and prevent you of danger that you cannot see. So it's some kind of BVR information that you can broadcast in your vehicle.
So that means if there is a danger in the curve ahead, I will have the information in my car directly.
Yes, the information could be detected by another car, or the infrastructure will be processed in the cloud and will be broadcasted or downloaded in your vehicle so that you can have the information in advance before seeing it.
And this is something you can find on the market yet.
So yes, today we cannot find, there is no BVR or connected ADAS that is already released in production. So this is a major innovation provided by connectivity, high-speed connectivity, and with this product.
Very interesting. Let's carry on now with another hot topic in the automotive industry, autonomous driving. All right, for this session, we're going to have two external speakers. The first one is a partner already of FAAR Pronergy. It's Konboi company.
And we will carry on with another one. But first, let's call Pevjan. We're connected now with Pevjan Begi from Conboy One company. Hello.
Hi, Laurent. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. So we're going to discuss autonomous vehicles. First of all, could you please introduce in a few words the company?
Sure. So Conboy One was a company that I co-founded back in late 2019, and we focused on building autonomous software for the logistics and the freight industry.
And you were former exec from EasyMile, which is a French company, pretty well known in the field of autonomous shuttles.
That's right, yes. So I was the CTO for EasyMile almost since inception until when I left in late 2019, and my co-founder has also spent his entire career building autonomous vehicles, and he was employee number 1 at EasyMile.
All right, so how the link has been made with FAAR Pronergy?
That was a very interesting one, actually, because we at some point at EasyMile, I was looking for a new modem, a high performance modem to equip our autonomous shuttles, and that's how I met Emmanuel the very first time. But when I went to visit them, I also realized that these guys have built a really deep knowledge about robotization of existing vehicles, and so they had this very interesting know-how. And when I left EasyMile, I naturally reached out to them because we thought that they would be very good partners for our new project as well.
Can you please give us your vision for automated transportation? Because we always think to autonomous cars, autonomous shuttle for the public, but you're focusing on freight and on professional use.
Exactly. So there is a number of actors in the autonomous shuttle space in Europe, and it's a very good positioning because basically consumer cars are not going to be able to be fully autonomous until a long time, and the cost is still very high. But we also noticed that there is a very large market, that is the freight markets, where you have, first of all, for the freight market, what you need to know basically, is that 50% of all the truck drivers are more than 50 years old, and that there is, and there has been for a number of years, a structural shortage of truck drivers. And so in the coming years, this problem is just going to get worse, while at the same time, the boom in e-commerce and all that, is triggering a very high demand for these services. So we thought that the autonomous transportation for people is already quite well deserved and well studied in Europe, but nobody's focused on that freight market, and that's why we decided to work on it.
I think you're thinking also to last mile delivery and logistics as well.
So last mile delivery, we have a couple of friend companies who work on it, but it's not our topic. But we also consider the end-to-end freight as a potential approach, where we also need to automate the first and last mile, not for the delivery, but for the freight. So, the transportation hub to the highway, and, on the other end, highway to the transportation hub for goods, not dense urban environments.
And how the TCU from FAAR can help for your business?
Well, we wanted something that's high performance, that would allow us to do, redundant communications, and that would be very well suited for automotive applications. And that's the first thing. And the second thing is that as a startup and with very low volumes, it would have been pointless for us to go and reach out to the tier 1 suppliers where you can only, the smallest order you can put is like 500,000 units, and that's not the kind of companies that we can deal with. And so FAAR, both in terms of the products and their fit to our needs was very much in line, and also their size was the kind of size that is very convenient to work with as a startup.
Pejvan, thank you for being with us. Have a nice day.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
And now we're delighted to welcome Navia. You maybe all know this company. It's a French one for autonomous shuttle, one of the key players, and the CTO, Olivier has accepted to be part of this webinar. Navia is not yet a partner or a client of FAAR, but they have decided to join us. Hello, Olivier
Nice to see you, Laurent.
Thank you to be with us today. I would like to know first, what are your expectations on the technical side in terms of connectivity, safety, and security?
Oh, it's quite a big subject, Laurent. We have many information provided by the connectivity. First of all, we have information coming from the infrastructure for V2X, and we need the information about traffic lights, about other information about pedestrians on the road and things like that, like ETS G5. We also have some needs for communication, for security of the passenger on board, to identify some, I would say, hazardous events inside of the vehicles, or all the topics related to the supervision. And you can have many different different sides of the supervisions, as monitoring of the vehicles, as information coming from the vehicles, and information provided by the supervision to the vehicle. For example, information about traffic just ahead of the vehicles, that the vehicle will have to manage that in advance.
So maybe to better understand, what are the different constraints for operations on the private side and on public roads? I guess it's not the same.
Yes, it's not the same. You have two main topics. The first of one is the regulations. You don't have the same regulation in and outside. You can have on private site, you have to discuss with the proprietary of the site, and you can have some special rules inside, and you don't have to respect the regulations. When you are on open site, you have to respect all the regulations associated to the country, associated to international regulation, like the TIFAN ISO 26262. Sure, we have to respect, and we have this goal to match these regulations on all the topics. But for this date, it's much more easy to go on private side because you don't have to fulfill the regulation, and they're quite intensive. And you have also some special rules inside of the site. For example, in logistics site, and we are exporting some vehicles like the Charlotte vehicles, which is an autonomous one. You can say that you don't want some pedestrian on the way to the vehicle. And it's much more easy to manage, and you can improve step by step your technology, and that we are doing today.
So we know that you have hundreds of vehicles, shuttles mainly deployed worldwide. Maybe some examples of shuttles running on public roads with traffic lights.
With traffic lights, one of the big examples is the operation that is managed already in Alliance, attached to the Parc OL. We have many traffic lights, many pedestrian crosswalks. We have also some experimentations in the US with traffic lights, and also some experimentation. We have just started implementation in Israel, for example. That's a main topic because we have to fulfill some specification for the information V2X coming from different protocols, and we have to have the right partners to be able to exchange with all these specific protocols.
And not only shuttles, you have also different types of vehicles on airports, for instance.
Yes, sure. That's completely right, and thank you to us for that. We have logistic applications, we have public transport applications, and it's related to the rules to what Navia has to provide. Navia will not provide only vehicles. Navia is a provider for solution for autonomous transportation of people and transportation of goods. And we have different form factor. One of them is that you know already the shuttle. The other one is the track, and it has to be increased.
So as you said, you're now a solutions provider with software and supervision systems. How do you consider your role in the whole ecosystem? And how to work with partners, of course.
Yeah, sure. We are some kind of OEM. We have to define some partnership with mechanical platform, with provider for mechanical platform, and provider for technology, and we have the responsibility to integrate all these solutions with cyber and safety and secure intentions to be sure that everything will work fine related to what is asked by the customer. We have, you say that for logistic and shuttles, we have different rules, different applications, and we have different sensors. We have different specifications for the mechanical platform or for the communications, and we have to find the best way to fulfill all these specific applications.
Okay, so and for partners, you're looking for maybe new partners every day, worldwide?
Every day. There is two different things. We try to have generic application, and we have to have the best and the more efficient partners. Partners like FAAR, for example, which is not a partner already, but we are in discussion today. We have international partners which are able to go with us in different countries. We say Israel, US, different protocols. And we have to make an agreement to find partners which will be able to accompany Navia to develop all the solutions in different countries.
Thank you for this very nice overview. Have a good day, Mr. Le Cornec.
Thank you very much, Laurent. Have a very good day, you too.
And we welcome now Stefan Couchot, your Senior Business Development at FAAR Pronergy.
Thank you very
Morning.
much.
So we're going to talk business now, but first, you've been investigating with your clients and customers.
Yes, the origin of this product is based on our strong relationship with our customers and also all the investigations we've made with potential customers to get all their needs and really to be close to this market to define the best product for the market.
And benchmark as well?
Yes, for sure. We have, on one side, we have done this investigation with our customers. And on the other side, we also made investigation to understand what were the products available on the market, what were their strengths, their weakness, so that we can also adapt the development of a product for really having a unique and disruptive product on the market.
In which type of countries will you sell this new product?
This is really interesting for us because the market is really wide for us. Regarding the application that Christophe talked about, we can reach the European market, the United States market, and also the Asiatic market, because our product can adapt with this technology, telecommunication system, with all the markets that I've mentioned.
And can we discuss the price?
Yes, for sure. Regarding all the investigation we have made, our positioning is to have an aggressive pricing on a high-end product level.
And so you expect a strong growth because you can open up to new markets?
Yes, for sure. You know, the connectivity market is a booming market thanks to the evolution of the technology. It brings new use case, and that, economically speaking, for the industry, for the companies, makes a big interest. So the market is growing very fast, and it will be easy for us to take a place in this market.
Great. So thank you for this overview. Now we're going to focus on the US market with Rich Swartzel from New Eagle.
So we're online with Rich Swartzel from New Eagle Company in Michigan. Hello, Rich.
Hello, or bonjour.
How are you?
We are doing very well, thank you.
Thank you. So I would like first to remind that you've been partnering with FAAR Pronergy company for 15 years now. It's quite a lot.
That is correct. It's been a very good relationship. We both are working in the same areas. We're looking for opportunities to find problems to solve. I've enjoyed working with FAAR Industries because they see the problems before we do. I think there's the automotive community in the European Union and France specifically is very creative. But what's interesting is when we see that the problems that come from Europe are identified, we eventually find the same problems in the United States. And the solutions can share a lot of the common themes and backgrounds or technologies. So we've worked now for 15 years using our skills, our abilities, our teams to develop new products to solve problems in the industry.
What we can say is you have some points in common. You're both agile companies and very keen on short lifetime cycle applications.
That is correct. When we stop and introduce New Eagle to a new prospective customer or somebody with a problem to solve, we remind them that we've been doing this a while. We are a control system integration company where we want to help create a solution. And when we say solution, we mean an autonomous vehicle, electric drivetrain. We work in the space that's a technical term. It's called mechatronics, mechanical, electrical, electronics, in the combination of the two to solve problems, whether they're energy, emissions, sometimes performance. We're solving issues with the machinery that moves us around. We work in on and off-road vehicles. So, the obvious places are the new electric transportation of goods and people. The less obvious places are off-road, where we're trying to replace the use of diesel, and carbon-based fuels with electrification to improve the performance and reduce the carbon footprint of some of the machinery manufacturers. So on and off-road, we work with marine systems, air systems. In general, anything that moves, we like to say trains, planes, and automobiles. Those are the markets of New Eagle.
Any mobility markets. Okay. I was told you were a super businessman. So what do you expect from the new TCU?
The new TCU is interesting because for years we considered the development of controls as our core. But we found out the machinery is a lot smarter, or the human maybe that's running the machinery. The machinery now needs not only control, read sensors, control actuators. The machinery also needs to interact with the human operator. And what's now becoming interesting is the human operator may not be on board. The human operator may be off board. Therefore, this is driving new requirements for connectivity. Other things we've worked with is vehicle tracking. Right? It's common for a fleet owner to want to know where his machines are, his trucks are. He wants to know the status of them. He wants to know whether the machinery is going to break before it breaks. Now the move to autonomy is requiring higher speed connectivity, and this is where the TCU fits in. Right, the TCU adds to the control, the connectivity to the human, whether they're on board or off board, and that's a display on board and off board. It's through a telematics device. Now the new TCU provides greater bandwidth, connectivity, frankly, to develop new products. We don't even know all the new products that will come of it. Right. We create capability, and the market will come to us with the ideas and the new problems to solve. The TCU from FAAR will help us do so.
So that means new opportunities and future markets, and of course, growth.
Oh yes, that is correct. we do not have all of what we expect to do with it in mind. Like I said, it's vehicle to grid. The push to autonomy needs this. The new business models, the new regulations will create opportunities once we put this together with FAAR and take it to the market.
So by understanding that there is a convergence between electrification, connectivity, and future needs for mobility.
That is absolutely correct. And it's frankly a very exciting time to be an engineer in the field of mobility and mechatronics, as we call it. And the new connectivity on and off board will open up new businesses and service the emerging connectivity or the mobility market that we are experiencing in the United States, locally here in the Detroit automotive industry and throughout our country.
Thank you for this very optimistic message, Rich, and have a good day.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Bye. We come to the conclusion of this event, and we are here in the lab car, which is a secret place in the company. Emmanuel, where are we exactly?
So we are in the center of FAAR, where we prepare all the vehicle. We are doing the integration for our customer, the mechanical and electrical integration in order to propose cars for road test.
So this is a van with the TCU inside, as you can see.
Yes, this van is our testing lab van. So basically it's our van where we test all the new technologies we propose on the market. So this van is already prototyped today with all the best safety mechanisms that we are integrated in the market. And then we add a new brick, which is connectivity through our TCU, in order to have all the power of the cloud to bring into the car for autonomous driving, and that's a key driver.
As we have heard from the external speakers, you have big expectations on these new products.
Yes, we have big expectations because this is really a game changer. It brings all the power of the IA intelligence, artificial intelligence, and the cloud computing performance that we can broadcast in the car, and we can prepare a lot of things, a lot of calculation, computation before, and directly in the car. So it's a great help in order to also enhance new functionalities like sound bubble, for instance.
Yes, sound bubble, that means you could have live translation, for instance, in the cabin.
Yes, you can have live translation between 4 different people, 4 foreign language, and in real time you can translate the language, and any people is speaking his native language, and they can understand each other in the car.
This is amazing. Christophe Pieroli, can you say it's kind of magic box?
I think we can say it's a magic box. So it can accommodate all existing functions of the car in a centralized way. And it's the gateway to any new function that is going to be brought by software industry, for instance, in the future. This is bringing the connectivity of the car to the cloud, to all the new functions, and all this in a perfect safety without damaging what is already there. So I think, considering all these aspects, this is a magic box.
Thank you, gentlemen. So this is the end of this presentation. I've been delighted to be with you today.
Okay, I hope you can hear us. I hope you have appreciated this presentation. So it's time now to answer to questions being asked during this webinar. So we're online with Emmanuel. The other speakers will come soon, such as Stefan and Christophe. Emmanuel, maybe we can answer to first questions because we had some questions on the technical side. I can see Stefan joining us as well. Maybe I will ask a question for you, Stefan, because we know that we had some questions about the price. During the presentation, you said it was an aggressive one. Can you maybe add some comments about this? Stefan, you have to turn on your microphone. Okay, maybe let's switch to Emmanuel, if you have turned on your microphone
Yes.
as well.
Yes.
About technical aspects,
yeah, we
I
have,
know that you read the question, so I give you the hand.
Yeah, we have several technical questions, so I will go through the question. So one concerns the ISO 26262 level and cybersecurity ISO level. So yes, the product is designed to be compliant with some standard of this ISO level. So the design is natively supporting the certification for some unwished event, but of course it depends on all the unwished event that we want to prevent, and this is some specific job that we are doing in parallel. Another question concerning the environment of development. So this is basically done through model-based design as much as possible and Linux. We have another question, I think, for eSIM module. If we integrate the eSIM module, yes, we integrate an eSIM module on the platform for sure. I see another question on bus and communication bus. Yes, communication bus. So we have one Ethernet, which is a Navy Internet link, which is currently the automotive standard today. And we have 4 high-speed CAN bus that support also FT standard, and that also support wake-up by CAN functionality. Last question, yes, regarding GPS. We have a GPS on board. We integrate, in fact, a GNSS receiver, which give access to the 4 constellation GPS, Galileo, GLONASS, and Baidu. And that's well, that you can be compatible with many region area through 3 different product reference on the platform. So that's a main technical question, I think.
Okay, which is quite good. Stefan has a problem of connection with sound, so we're just trying to solve this. So back again to Emmanuel. Yeah. We have mentioned that this platform was compatible, compliant with 4G, 5G. Can you say a word about the specs of the LTE connection, for instance?
Yes, the LTE is basically a large band connection, so up to 150 megabytes. So it's we are supporting currently with a chip, and we have tested category 4, and we are moving on category 9 on LTE bandwidth, so that it's possible to provide a quite high-speed connection.
Okay, maybe one question that I have in mind, it was about the development. What kind of tools did you use to make this development?
So tools, it's really, so the product is
what kind of development tools do you use for that?
Yeah, the platform is developed as a COTS component, meaning components off the shelf. So we have our own internal design tools, and the software is configurable and could be configurable by the customers or partners, third-party partners, software partners, I would say. So mainly we integrate model-based design tools for all the components that makes the connection with the vehicles, basically through CAN bus. And so it's based on MATLAB Simulink Stateflow standard for software development. And on the other hand, the connectivity software is Linux based. So we use all the development environment of Linux with some specific distribution that could be available on the technical datasheet.
Okay, and because we have mentioned the US market with Rich also, about the RF standards, are you compliant with them or in other countries?
Yes, we support basically 3 different RF standards. So basically US one, US region one, of course European one, and of course Asian Asian market. So the Asian market is is supported through a specific component reference as well as the US. So we have 3 release of the product targeted for some typical region. So of course you can use a reference, European reference in the US and so on. It's just not optimized. So basically it's better to have the product with the right reference, with the right RF reference for the region you wish to use it.
Okay, you mentioned the network. It's a CAN network and several CAN networks, as far as I remember. Today we can see that in the automotive industry, they are looking on Ethernet network. So if not the case, in the future, maybe this platform, this new TCU could be compliant as well?
Yes, we support natively today Ethernet AVB standard of Ethernet, which is two wired Internet link. This is today the automotive standard that we have integrated in the platform. So therefore, we could be directly today compatible with architecture that support AVB standard today, and that's a strength to transport high-speed data such as video, entertainment, and so on for this well for the customer application.
I had the feeling you have planned everything for this new TCU.
Well, we hope so. we could never say it's everything. We could basically plan as much as possible features, and of course we probably missed someone of them, but we try to be to enter in the market with a high-end product. So therefore we want to be aggressive on the high-end product, providing a strong bandwidth and a lot of capability on the platform in order to be compatible with the most well, how can I say, new standard, new usage that our customer could plan, and it's there is a large palette of application that is targeted with this product. So I even myself, I don't know all the application that could be supported with the product, because there is plenty. The sky is the limit in this area.
Okay, you've been conducting this project for years. How many people have been working on this? If we can have the details.
Well, there is it was a huge project. We started 3 years ago, 3.5 years ago. We have a core team that is dedicated to this product with a large investment. Since we are not a tier one, we cannot put on online 200 people like Mr. Loda, for instance, have told us at Continental. But we have a roughly a core team with an extended team, and the extended team and the core team roughly represent nearly 25 people working on the product. So of course we don't have 25 people working the whole time on the product, but it was up to 25 people, which is quite huge for our size of company.
Okay, I have read that Stefan had solved this sound problem. So I don't know if he can be online. Yes.
Yes, I'm back. There was
so let's get back to this question about the price and aggressive position.
Yes, it's a little bit early to give you the final price. What I can tell you is that in all the development of this hardware, we have worked to target a quite aggressive price in this very enhanced product field. So the conclusion that we have today are very encouraging, and I do believe that we're gonna surprise the market with such a pricing. Unfortunately, it's a little bit early to give you this figure.
What is encouraging, because we have heard from the external speakers, they're looking forward to seeing these new products, and they have big expectations for sales.
Yes, for sure. It's always easier to hear our partners talking about what we are doing. It gives the voice of the customer. And you have seen, we have a very, very open and wide market. The application, the possibilities that are offered by this TCU are very, very wide, and there are many of them we don't even know now. So it's a tool, it's a kind of magic tool to invent new use cases, new businesses, and make grow the companies that will go and innovate. And we are very proud to be able to support them in this path.
Magic tool, magic box. Okay, sounds good. So maybe it's time now to conclude, Emmanuel, because we're approaching noon. So you're confident in this new product?
Yes, we are confident. There is just one question on the 5G. If we have 5 minutes, we can answer.
Yeah,
yes, we target to integrate 5G components. This is on our roadmap. But today we don't have. If we use 5G component, automotive 5G component, we will be less performant than currently 4G in terms of bandwidth and capability, because the network is not ready yet for our application. But of course, it's in our roadmap, and it will be integrated in the product when the network will be ready and the transport layer will be finalized.
Okay, so you answered to 5G. So again, my question about your feeling, are you confident?
Yeah, I'm confident with the market introduction, because as far as we have seen our customers' expectation, it fits quite well the customer expectation, and especially in low volume application. So again, a lot of automotive driving application need this product. So therefore, we are quite confident that with this market increase, growing in terms of autonomous capability, autonomous vehicle development, then we should fit the market expectation.
Okay, so we come to the end of this webinar. I would like to thank all the people involved in the preparation of this webinar. It was the very first for FAAR Pronergy. We hope we will be able to make and organize others. I hope you have appreciated. We'll be able to watch the replay of this presentation pretty soon. I will post some videos on the LinkedIn network as well in the following hours. Bye-bye and see you.
Thank you, Laurent. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Laurent.